Hello there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again, and we're still looking at the cards from Duskborn, the legendary, and we're starting with one of the alternate commanders today from one of the pre-con decks. So we're going to have a look at Rendmaw, Creaking Nest. 3 black and green for a 5/5 artifact legendary creature scarecrow. So lots of card types, but Menace and Reach for a 5/5 for 5 mana. I could cope with that just with those stats, I think. Maybe not as a legendary creature, but it's not bad stats. And then whenever Rendmaw casting Creaking Nest enters, or whenever you play a card with 2 or more card types, each player creates a tap 2/2 blackbird creature token with flying, and they're goaded. So they can never attack you unless you're one-on-one left. And they have to attack everybody. So you get one that has to attack. That's fine. No issue with our creatures dying. Don't care. Because nothing's really coming at us that's not goaded. And in theory, we'll be able to get a lot of birds into play and attacking our opponents. And ours will be bigger. That's my plan anyway. Or there'll be more of them. That's part of my plan anyway. But the plan really does revolve around me making sure I've got this right with the card type. So if I've got anything wrong as I go through this one, please let me know down in the comments so I can go and change it before we start playing it on stream. And yeah, here we go. Here's what today's deck looks like. Okay, right. Yeah, 2 or more card types. So I'm pretty sure Dryad Alba being a land creature counts. So 1/1, that's nice. We can play this and get a tap to give everyone a birdie token once Rendmaw's in play. These ones definitely do count because they're artifact creatures and there's a lot of them in the deck. I'm just going to tell you this now. So there's Coppermere and its black equivalent Leadenmere are also here. Help with our ramp a little bit. And then we have a lot of these as well, enchantment creatures. So here's Destiny Spinner to stop all our creatures and enchantment spells from being countered. And then we can turn lands into creatures if we need to at some stage. Mere Retriever lets us bring back in the artifacts that get destroyed. Sanctum Weaver just gives us extra mana for all our enchantments that we'll have in play. And then Shigeki Jukai Visionary. Yeah, we could play this early, then return it to our hand. Or we can just keep it in our hand if it's late in the game and just channel stuff back to get a whole lot of stuff back from our graveyard that's been killed off. Your choice. Steel Overseer, just so we can pump up the power of our artifact creatures as we play them. And yeah, my new favourite ramp card, Twitching Doll, is here. God love, I can hopefully eventually sacrifice this to get a whole lot of spider creature tokens at some stage. Which do have reach, which do help, and each one of them will kill one of the goaded creatures. So hopefully if we can keep Twitching Doll alive until late in the game when we're down to one-on-one, we can get rid of the Twitching Doll in our upkeep in our turn at some stage at sorcery speed and get a whole load of spiders that will block all the goaded stuff our opponents may have. Not the worst plan in the world, one feels. Anyway, Alloy Mere, just for a little bit of mana fixing. Burnished Heart is also in, go and search for some basic lands. Calls for a crew fix enchantment creature, top card, play it, get a life, you know the score. Dryad of Elysian Grove gives an extra land drop and everything becomes all basic land types. Enduring Vitality comes in from Duskborn as well. Creatures you control add 1 mana of any colour, so everything becomes a bird of paradise basically. And when this dies, you get to bring it back as an enchantment. So you still get the ability. That seems quite good with all our little birdies. Anyway, Foundry Inspector cuts the cost of our artifact spells down. Gloom Shrieker does the whole return something from our graveyard to our hand, and the only downside of this one is we exile it if it dies. Palladium Mere gives us an extra couple of mana. Freaker, God of Affliction, counts as well as it's 3 card types as a legendary enchantment creature. But as long as you control, Devotion is 7 or more, it becomes a creature. And then we can exile cards from a graveyard to give our opponents or ourselves a 1/1 black snake creature enchantment creature token with Death Touch. Okay. Anyway, Scrap Shooter comes in from the last set, Bloomborough. I had to remember what it was called then. Just so we can blow up any enchantments or artifacts by giving someone a card. So get rid of the annoying stuff. Harasser of the Endless Web gives us spider tokens when our opponents cast instants and sorceries. The other enduring enchantment or creature, In our colours here, tenacity. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. I played it. There's not that much in here that gains us life, but hey, I just like the idea of the enchantment being in play, and it's another one of the 2 card type creatures we need, so it works. Jaheira's familiar, cuts down the cost of our artifact spells again. Nylea gives everything trample. Solemn Sim does the land and the card draw eventually. The Swarm Weaver that you saw in last week's deck is also in. We can hit Delirium with this, but you know, having this come into play as a very true artifact creature that's a scarecrow and then gives a couple of flying insect tokens, I'm not going to complain about. And since we can create some spiders and a few other insects, it might have its interest and use. Rootwire Amalgam comes in from the Brothers' War. We had to have the prototype stuff in here. We can either play it early and it's still a prototype, or we can play it late and have a big thing. Your call. Verdurous Gearhulk chucks around some +1/+1 counters. Noxious Gearhulk destroys a creature. Worm Coil Engine gives us a couple of worms when it dies with Death Touch and Lifelink. So a little bit of life gain. Yeah. Demolisher, Spawn, Trample and Haste and Delirium. Other attacking creatures get +4/+4 within the turn, so that's not bad. Nyxbloom Ancient is here to give us all that extra mana, and Triplicate Titan is here to give us 3 golems when it dies. And you probably noticed that I skipped one card, and I skipped it on purpose because Massacre Worm is great in this deck. It hasn't got 2 creature types, I'm very much aware of this. However, -2/-2 kills everyone else's birds as long as they're not pumped by 1 card we have. But if all our opponent's creatures get -2/-2 and when they die, they all lose 2 life for each one that dies. Can't complain about that. So Massacre Worm has a home in here as one of the few cards that isn't got 2 types. Obviously a lot of these haven't either. So we've got Farseek, 3 Visits, Search for Tomorrow, Damnation, and I think that's it for the ramp in this one, if I remember correctly. But we do have some of the, well, I know what it says on here, I know it's not a word, but this is what it brings up. It's Kindred instant now. So Shapeshifter, we have the Kindred one for Eyeblight's Ending to destroy target non-elf. The Sorcery, Kindred Sorcery for the elves, is also here to give us some extra elfy 1/1 creatures. Now, we haven't got that many elves in the deck, as you probably would have noticed, but we do have, I hope we have the odd one, otherwise that's a wasted slot. Maybe not. Oh well, this may be a bad card, but however, it is a Kindred Sorcery that lets us get some more things. So you may want to drop this one, I've just realised I've boo-booed, sorry. But Hunting Triad, if we can get this off first, does give us the elf tokens, so we can get sort of like 8 mana for 6 1/1s, maybe. But maybe more than that. Venture Forth I like is a little bit more ramp, you know I do. Root Grapple lets us destroy target non-creature permanent. Blood Money blows the board up, and so does Kindred Dominance. We can just choose Scarecrow if we want to, because that would keep us Rendmaw and the Swarm Swallow, or whatever we need to do. Just choose creature type and blow everything else up, that's fine. Artifacts are pure ramp. Mox Tantalite, Soul Talisman, Elixir of Immortality to shuffle everything back in, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Emerald Medallion, Jet Medallion and Talisman of Resistance, and then we have Idol of the False Gods, so we can hopefully make some Eldrazi spawned creature tokens at some stage. Kindred Artifacts, so when we play this we do get our birdie from Root Rendmaw, and then Coat of Arms. This is why I was saying we need to be careful with the Massacre Worm. What I would strongly recommend is, because Massacre Worm does all your opponent's creatures, play this first if you can. Kill all their birdies off and then drop this, so you've got enough birdies in the air that you win quite happily. Okay, probably talking to the converted, but you know, it does work. Enchantment wise, Eyes of Wisent, so we can have, when our opponent plays a blue spell during our turn, we get an elemental. We are seeing a slight increase on MTGO in counterspell decks, hence why I've included this here. If you don't have them in your local meta, drop this, put an extra land in. Okay. Lignify gives us, turns a creature with into a 0/4 tree folk with no abilities, which is quite nice because, you know, we can turn one of ours into it and then draw a card if we need to. Beastmaster Ascension helps us pump our creatures up humongously. We just keep attacking with our goaded birds. Eventually we'll trigger this to the 7 counter level, and all of those birdies will then get +5/+5, which gives everyone a headache in the air. Tarmogoyf nest is here. Yes, I quite like Tarmogoyfs, I do, but this is in because it's a kindred enchantment, so again helps Rendmaw. And then we're going to skip those. So Whip of Eberos, literary enchantment artifact, 3 types, gives all our creatures lifelink. So again, get the tokens with Rendmaw, sorry. And Demonic Covent, we'll go to this one, then we'll go back to the other ones because I've missed them all out. Whenever one or more demons you control attack a player, draw a card, lose a life, beginning your end step, create a 5/5 black demon. Creature token with flying, then mill 2 cards. If 2 cards that share all their card types were milled this way, sacrifice Demonic Covenant. Unlikely to happen. You probably get 5/5 each turn, which is quite nice. But we probably get more because, you know, the cards I skipped over. Parallel Lives, Doubling Season, and Primal Vigor. Now be careful with Primal Vigor, this is global, this affects everybody, whereas Doubling Season and Parallel Lives only affect you. Primal Vigor does give everyone else extra stuff, but since all the birds are goaded, you just have to be careful you're playing a token deck because that will help them out humongously. Just be careful with this one, okay? Land wise, black and green lands all the way through, some of which have 2 land types to help Rendmaw, so you know, Darksteel Citadels here, Dark Moss Bridges here, so on and so forth. Beyond that, nothing really surprising. Yavimaya, Urborg here. The artifact lands are in Tree of Tales, Treasure Vault, and the other one I can't remember. Brain's gone dead. Where's it gone? Nope, I did have them both in here. I know I did. Oh yeah, Vault of Whispers. Get them in the end. But that's it. That is my pure take on Rendmaw for Kick the Week Off. We do have another one of the alternate commanders coming up later in the week, and a couple of the cards from the main set as well, starting tomorrow. So tomorrow you'll see, but yeah, it's good fun. But for now, thanks for watching. If there's anything you've think I've missed out of the deck, please leave me a comment down below. I will respond to it, I will come to it. If you haven't been here before, welcome. Please subscribe, hit the subscribe button down below. 525 people around the world have subscribed to my channel at the moment, so yeah, we're getting there. 475 to go to hit the next magic number for YouTube, but we'll get there eventually, I'm sure. But for now, everybody, thanks for watching, take care, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's video. See you soon. Bye.